This just in. A bank robbery is currently in progress at 64 South North Street in Sacksburg. Now, hold on to your seats, folks, because this isn't your regular run-of-the-mill robbery. Our band of thieves have decided to arm themselves with, get this, cartoon mallets. And if that doesn't tickle your funny bone enough, their demand is a whopping $420. Yes, you heard it right, $420. But things get even more peculiar. We have a hostage situation on our hands, and these hostages are being subjected to a unique form of culinary torture. They've been made to consume Arby's roast beef sandwiches. Our robbers don't stop there. They've demanded getaway bicycles and have expressed a wish to treat the hostages to dipped ice cream. Talk about being a cool criminal. This is a developing story, and we will continue to provide updates as they come in. The situation inside the bank is becoming increasingly bizarre. In a turn of events that seems more fitting for a Saturday morning cartoon than a hostage situation, the robbers are wielding, of all things, cartoon mallets. Yes, you heard it right, cartoon mallets. Not only that, but their demands are oddly specific and frankly a little underwhelming. They're asking for a total of $420. Not thousands, not millions, but just $420. Now, if you thought the peculiarities ended there, brace yourself, because there's more. The hostages, 3 of them to be precise, have been made to eat Arby's roast beef sandwiches. It's unclear whether this is a part of some strange strategy, or whether the robbers just happen to have a couple of spare sandwiches on them. We've managed to gather some AI-generated eyewitness accounts to shed more light on the situation. One account, a virtual bystander who was present at the scene, reported, "It was so surreal. The robbers seemed almost friendly. They even promised to get dipped ice cream for the hostages for being good sports." In another account, a virtual pedestrian stated, "I've never seen anything like this. They were demanding getaway bicycles, not a car, not a helicopter, but bicycles, and they seemed pretty adamant about it." As the situation unfolds, the police and other special services are involved and are providing a lot of thoughts and prayers towards the hostages. However, so far, none of their strategies seem to have satisfied the robbers' peculiar demands. This is a developing story, and we will keep you updated as more information becomes available. As of now, the area around 64 South North Street in Sacksburg is under lockdown. We urge everyone in the vicinity to stay clear of the area for their safety. Law enforcement agencies are on the scene, dealing with this unusual predicament. Now, as we speak, the boys and girls in blue, alongside other special services, are grappling with a situation that seems more in line with a Saturday morning cartoon than your typical bank heist. The robbers' demands, as we have mentioned earlier, are, let's say, peculiar. A total of $420 in cash, getaway bicycles, and dipped ice cream for all the hostages. You'd think they were planning a picnic rather than a bank robbery. But this is where our law enforcement finds itself in a bit of a pickle. You see, it's not the money that's the problem. It's the getaway bicycles and the ice cream. Apparently, our law enforcement agencies are having a hard time sourcing these particular demands. Who knew that dipped ice cream and bicycles would prove to be a greater challenge than negotiating the release of hostages in a bank heist? Meanwhile, the public's response to this bizarre situation has been mixed. On one hand, there's a sense of urgency, of course, because this is a hostage situation after all. But on the other hand, there's a sense of bemusement because, well, let's face it, this is not your typical hostage situation. The police and other special services have been offering their thoughts and prayers to the hostages. And while we can't quantify the impact of these thoughts and prayers, one thing is clear: they haven't done much to satisfy the robbers' demands or bring about an end to this standoff. So here we are, a bank robbery, hostages being forced to eat Arby's roast beef sandwiches, law enforcement agencies struggling to source getaway bicycles and dipped ice cream, and a public that's not sure whether to be worried or amused. We hope for a peaceful resolution to this situation soon. And maybe, just maybe, with a little bit of luck and a whole lot of dipped ice cream, we might just get that. As we enter hour 2 of the standoff, tensions continue to rise. The robbers, armed with cartoon mallets, remain unwavering in their demands. It's not $1 million or a private jet they want. Oh no, it's a grand total of $420 and a pair of getaway bicycles. You heard that right, folks. This isn't your run-of-the-mill bank heist. The negotiations are ongoing, with law enforcement and special services working tirelessly to bring this unusual situation to a peaceful resolution. Our sources tell us that the authorities have even offered a 2-for-1 coupon at the local ice cream parlor to sweeten the deal. But the robbers are holding out for the full price, dipped cones and all. Meanwhile, the hostages, in a surprising turn of events, are showing remarkable sportsmanship. Despite being forced to consume Arby's roast beef sandwiches, they've managed to keep their spirits high, perhaps buoyed by the promise of ice cream. One could only imagine the Yelp reviews this bank will get after today. Now, let's turn to our AI-generated eyewitness accounts for an on-the-ground perspective. "I was just on my way to the post office," says one onlooker, "when I saw this guy with a giant mallet walking into the bank. I thought it was some kind of prank, but then the police showed up and it all got really serious." Another adds, "I've seen some weird stuff in Sacksburg, but this takes the cake, or should I say the roast beef sandwich." In all seriousness, folks, we urge you to avoid the area around 64 South North Street in Sacksburg for your own safety. The police have cordoned off the area and are doing their best to manage this bizarre situation. Stay tuned for ongoing coverage of this unprecedented event. Who knows what will happen next in this roller coaster of a day? Will the robbers get their $420 and ride off into the sunset on their new bicycles, or will they settle for the 2-for-1 ice cream deal? Only time will tell. While we continue to monitor the situation in Sacksburg, here's a sneak peek at what's coming next week. We're about to ride the wave of an emerging trend that's making quite a splash. Imagine gliding your way to the beach on your surfboard. No, not on the waves, but on the tarmac. Yes, you heard right, surfboards with wheels. Next week, we're diving into this intriguing innovation that's rolling its way onto our streets. We'll explore the potential of this street surfing phenomenon and discuss how it's set to revolutionize commuting for coastal dwellers. But wait, there's more. We'll also be delving into the legal side of things, scrutinizing the laws and regulations that might apply to these wheeled wonders. And if that's not enough, we're catching up with some daring street surfers who've been carving up the concrete. Hear firsthand about their thrilling experiences. That's a wave you won't want to miss. Until next time, stay safe and keep it locked on AI News Network.